Okay, so we managed to get this going for another week in a row. I want to give us a golf clap right quick because you'll never know how much work this was to do, and I know you don't care.
Oh, so much sweat and tears. This is the hardest thing I've done all year.
But
I don't know what we're doing here.
Look,
all I know is that I'm here to bring down your weekly view average just down by like 1,000.
I'm here for it.
Thank you.
I'm here for it. I'm already getting blasted because I have things to say about black head coaches in the NFL.
How dare you?
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Sports is supposed to be a haven away from the real world.
Oh yeah, and apparently I am promoting division. How about that?
Hey, as long as you keep giving us your clicks, watch it till the end. Deuces.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I did want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about the SEC West. I wanted to talk about some recruits that I really enjoy. I also want to talk about some nonsense because, well, nonsense is actually the reason that I wanted to do this. But, Ron, first thing I kind of wanted to bring up was the SEC West and how, well, you had a really good take on this. Give the people your take.
That the SEC West might be the greatest collection of name brand coaches in one 6-team package that I've ever seen. You have
7?
6-team. 6-team. Oh, who did I miss?
Auburn's in the SEC West.
Wait, Auburn, Alabama. No, we're not going to go through this.
Yes, we're going to go through this.
No, hold on to that.
Okay.
But Orgeron, Kiffin, Saban, Summit.
Summit. You just throw Pat Summit in there?
Not Summit.
You just threw Pat Summit in there. I like it. Pruitt.
She's a legend.
Pruitt's in the East, though.
Yeah. That cat from Arkansas, what's his name? Pittman.
There you go.
Who else?
You already lost count, huh?
Nope. And then Mike Leach. It is also, and then the ghost of Jimbo Fisher. It's a really good collection of coaches, and you know they've all loosed the reins on their offenses. So I can't wait to see this become the Big 12, but with athletes. So I can't imagine that the score is going to be like any less than 55-55. It's going to look like the old school ACC basketball as far as scores are concerned, and that is really exciting to me.
I'm just here for the Mike Leach quarterback from nowhere who throws for 600 yards against a Nick Saban defense.
That's absolutely going to happen.
So Saban can spontaneously burst into flames.
Oh, it's going to be so good. This is going to be the conference to watch this year.
This man broke a headset up 2 scores in the fourth quarter against Michigan in the Citrus Bowl. He broke the headset.
On brand.
Yo, can you imagine what it's going to be like when he just watches 4 verticals 4 times in a row?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this season might kill Nick Saban. Like, absolutely.
After watching Gus Malzahn really destroy him with putting a punter at wideout or punter at gunner, he's like, wait a second, what are we doing? I don't know what's going on. It's great.
No, because there's, like, even if they're not all close games, you talk about Nick Saban breaking every kind of clipboard or headset that he can whenever giving up points in garbage time. All these teams are going to be scoring like 28 points in garbage time. It's going to be so nice.
And that also is the biggest. That's an underlying subplot that we get to undress and take down during the season. But the one that nobody seemed to hit on, Steve Sarkisian lost a job to Mike Leach. Mm-hmm. Steve Sarkisian was in talks to be the next head coach at Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. And they said, you know what? Social media and the search firms really love Mike Leach. Mike Leach has never won a national championship, even as he's built a national championship team at Oklahoma. Everybody won't let me forget that I said that he won a national championship. I apologize. He did build the team that did win the national championship. Okay?
Yes.
However, Steve Sarkisian has been to the promised land. Mm-hmm. Steve Sarkisian has also coached in the NFL. Steve Sarkisian seemed like he fit what Mississippi State wanted to be and who they thought they might be able to be in the SEC. They might be able to claw back.
See, you know what it was? Is that he was
2 Kiffin offensive coordinators in Mississippi. That's what we were looking at. Now we don't have, Kiffin. 2 Saban offensive coordinators, Kiffin and Sarkisian. And they said, no. We want the dude that was teaching insurgency and football in his spare time.
No, see, they got to the most important part of the interview process, and the Mississippi State said, so what are your thoughts on pirates?
You know, nobody's asked him.
And that was the problem. He didn't have an answer. But I'll tell you this, I bet Mike Leach went off for about 4 or 5 hours. Nobody left that.
So Mike Leach has to travel to Tuscaloosa and Baton Rouge in back-to-back weeks, I might add, this season in his first year as the head coach of Mississippi State. To which I really want him to have to answer questions about how do elephants end up in Alabama, and
Booed whoever asked that question.
what happened. Well, okay, but who's going to be the person that's going to ask him?
Somebody will do that.
Have you been visited by?
I will heckle them, but I do want to hear the answer.
Have you been visited by Madame Laveau yet? That's what I want an answer for. That one. It's like in the pirate culture in Mississippi and Louisiana is so strong. It's so strong. So this is a Mike Leach. Short of his other stuff, there's like one part of Mike Leach that I can just like throw that out. Right. Everything else gets to stay, right? Because folks will know Mike Leach was on this channel talking to me and also commenting on Hens in Key West.
He did do that.
With tremendous bounce.
That was such a good get.
Yeah, no, thank you. You ask. But now I want to know who's going to be the defense coordinator, because that's what football people are going to say is, hey, who gives a damn? It's about defense in the SEC. It matters, because we need to add here that Alex Grinch is probably the best hire Mike Leach has ever made, and Mike Leach has made a lot of hires that are really good.
That's a super solid move. And I didn't think about it because I'm just looking at all these points that are going to be scored. I'm not envious of Alex Grinch, but I know he's probably going to be doing as well a job as anybody can.
I know we had a basketball game with UCLA and Washington State last year that should have never been. I think Anthony Gordon threw 9 touchdown passes in that game, which is the only time that you're ever going to hear Anthony Gordon's name mentioned. I
was going to say all-pro Monstar. Yeah.
People are like, who is Mike Leach? Oh, Gardner Minshew was a Heisman finalist last year. Did we forget? I think we did. I think we forgot that, yes, that was Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa, and those two dudes were going to win. But Dwayne Haskins was also there. Gardner Minshew was also there. And one of those dudes was drafted in the first round, and one of those dudes put up better rookie numbers than anybody else in the NFL this year.
Absolutely.
So I ask you, which sneaky good junior college get from Scuba, Mississippi is Mike Leach going to get? Because Eastern Mississippi's right there. Jones is right there. Hines is right there. He can just recruit Mississippi. This is going to be so much fun.
He's going to get it. Because there's always the stories about getting this kid from nowhere who just turns out to be like a Bo Jackson people didn't know about. No. He's about to pull somebody out of their ROTC class or basket weaving, and he's gonna turn them into a 5,000-yard quarterback.
And he's just gonna.
It's gonna be a real nobody from nowhere.
Right, and that's kind of the thing, right? Because one of the things he said in the press conference is it's really difficult to resist this recruiting area. And I was like, yo, somebody said that about Starkville, Mississippi. And then when you think about the triangle around there for like a 100-mile radius.
Yes, it's talent rich.
Ooh, man. Get all these boys from northern Louisiana, from western Arkansas, from southwestern Tennessee.
Right.
Northern Mississippi, northern Alabama. You can go up to the Appalachians if you want to and go get you some kids.
I can't wait to see this guy sell people.
Oh, man. It's going to be so much fun. All right, so short of who he gets to be his defense coordinator, which is going to be the hire that I watch, I'm also going to be interested in what guys sign up to be on the Mike Leach gravy train, because one of the things that Mike Leach is known for is not just his tree, but what his tree has done. Like Dana Holgerson is on his tree, and of course Lincoln Riley is on his tree. But if you look at Oklahoma's roster, it's just Mike Leach guys. He worked with Cale Gundy. Bill Bedenbaugh worked for him, offensive line coach. Dennis Simmons, outside wide receivers coach, who put he's had Heisman finalists, and he's had a first-round draft pick, probably have another first-round draft pick in like 4 years. And then there's also Brian Odom, Alex Grinch, Roy Manning. All those guys work for him. Like, I want to say everybody but Beamer and Gundy, because Gundy was there as long as he'd been there,
right,
have worked for Mike Leach.
That is a pretty strong coaching tree.
That's just Oklahoma, right? Come on, man. And now you got Mummy down there at the XFL working for Bob. You missed that one?
No, actually, no. You definitely put that in my inbox. I'm really excited to see how that turns out, this whole XFL thing. So as far as the XFL is concerned, I'm really interested to see how they improve football, because I feel like they're doing a lot of ABA style changes in how we understand traditional football, or football as it is on TV, NFL and college and NCAA.
Okay.
And that if this will be a better product when it comes to just seeing the pieces on the board and as a TV consumable, and if the NFL will take anything from it, so we're done with kicks and the clock doesn't stop. Those are, as far as being able to weasel your way out of medical lawsuits down the road, and fit something into a very digestible time block. I'm just really intrigued to see where it goes.
So there are 5 innovations according to the XFL that they are using. I'm going to give them to you right quick so everybody's on the same page.
Right.
The kicker the kicker kicks from the 25-yard line and must kick the ball in the air and play between the opponent's 20-yard line and the end zone. Okay? The coverage team lines up, yada yada yada. So the next one that I found really interesting was the NFL kicks off from the 35-yard line with 5 players on each side of the ball. That's the current rule, right?
Okay.
They're changing that.
All right.
So their rationale for the change is with the goal to eliminate safety issues with kickoffs, right? So they
Great.
Right. Point after touchdown is the next one, right? So they want to, after a touchdown, the team has the option of running a play from the 2, the 5, or the 10 worth 1, 2, or 3 points, right? The team must run an offensive play and no kicking plays are allowed.
All right.
Right. If the defense is able to cause a turnover or return the ball to the opponent's end zone, the resulting score is equal to the number of points the offense was attempting to score on its PAT.
Gosh, I'm so glad they got people
So
actually.
2-point conversions. Gone. Or mandatory, depending on how you want to look.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Exactly.
So you're saying so bad what? So glad what?
No. So I'm so glad that compared to the old XFL, which I feel was basically a rule book written on a bar napkin, that they're actually going forward and making this a truly experimental league.
Yes. On punts, for instance, if the ball goes out of bounds inside the 35-yard line, it is called a, quote, major touchback, and the ball goes to the 35-yard line. If a ball lands in the opponent's end zone or goes out of the end zone, it results in a major touchback. Right? Fair catches are permitted, which is good. The NFL, has sucky punt rules.
Yes.
The rationale is fans told the XFL that they didn't like the amount of punts and how many punts did not have a return, which is 47% of all punts are fair caught out of bounds or a touchback. So they're actually trying to make this game fan friendly, which I kind of want to get to, right?
Okay.
But first, there's this double forward pass that I love. So if a team completes a forward pass behind the line of scrimmage, that team may throw a second forward pass as long as the ball has at no time crossed the line of scrimmage.
Oh, we're doing some wacky racist type stuff right now.
Right.
I'm on board.
Because the NFL and college only allow, just the one.
Just only one.
The one forward
pass. Yeah, the
pass.
one. Mm-hmm.
Overtime. I love this one. Overtime shall consist of 5 rounds, staged in alternating single-play possessions, as is customary in NHL shootouts or MLS penalty kicks.
Can't wait.
A round will consist of 1 offensive play per team. Each possession starts at the opponent's 5-yard line, and the offensive team has 1 play to score.
That's drama, dog.
Oh man, I love this.
That's drama.
The team with more points after 5 rounds is the winner. Okay, so for scoring purposes, each successful overtime score is worth 2 points. Okay? There will be a minimum of 20 seconds between plays, with the ball spotting official working in conjunction with the TV and official review to signal when the next play begins. So one of the things I also love about this is that they have a designated ball spotting official who probably is going to suck just as bad as any other referee.
Referees you can't fix that.
But they got one.
All right.
Right? And then 25-second play clock, which is the same as it is in college.
Keeping it moving.
Right. The NFL sucks. They got 40. And that leads me to my favorite rationale. Running game clock.
Thank you, Santa. I haven't been this happy with Vince McMahon since the Attitude Era.
Outside of the last 2 minutes of each half, the game clock will run after incompletions and out-of-bound plays. Aside from incompletions and out-of-bound plays, game clock rules outside the last 2 minutes of each half are the same as in the NFL. So they said straight up, this is in an effort to keep the game under 3 hours, but with the same amount of plays.
I mean, I think they fixed it.
Right.
I don't necessarily think there's going to be a track meet, but we're just going to keep it. We're going to keep things going.
3 timeouts per half. Each team will have 2 1-minute timeouts per half. Mm-hmm. So that's part of it. So I, of all those things, what has been most encouraging to me is I have not seen Vince McMahon's face at all.
I don't say that he ruins everything that he touches, but if you listen to the writers of WWE's or listen to the writers of Raw and whatnot, they'll say that he has a magic touch and not everything goes great. So yeah, the less McMahon in this whole thing, the better.
I also love how much we see Oliver Luck's face. Mm-hmm. Oliver Luck is the face of the XFL.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, I don't know who Oliver Luck is.
Oliver Luck is the Vince McMahon of the XFL.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's who he is. It's like you saw Vince when they said they were bringing it back, and then it was almost like Oliver said, hey, go away. And he's like, cool, whatever.
All right.
So they're going to have these games on, I believe, Fox, ABC. I mean, they're actually going to have these games televised on networks that we care about. And they have the networks buying in. I don't know what the revenue sharing is. But we got Oliver Luck going on Coward's show talking about how great this thing is going to be.
If it's anything like, if I think it's going to be successful, especially on at least the day one. I don't know if it's going to be ultimately successful because I thought the last league was going to last for a little bit longer than it did. Mm-hmm. But there's
the last league. Do you even know what the last league was called?
The USFL. What's the
World League?
Yeah, there we go.
Shout out Dave Archer.
Well, yeah, the German Rhine, the Rhine Fire, that was part of it.
Rhine, German.
It's America.
German Fire.
Was that what it was?
That's where it was.
Cut all this.
Dragons, maybe XFL. No, Europe. NFL
NFL
Europe.
Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Got paid $600 a week to play in those. Whew. And they sold them as educational opportunities.
Oh, gross.
That was a great bit of Nate Anderson's book where he's going on at length about being told, hey, Nate, we want to develop you as a player. And he's like, it's January. Yeah, so that's why we're saying you should go play in the NFL Europe. What?
That's got to hurt. So, like, I know everybody wants to have a shot to be in the NFL, but assuming that you are very close to the practice league, you're in the facility, you have a name on something, of a paycheck somewhere. And they said, hey, we need to ship you across seas.
But also, you are at risk of perhaps losing your job as a practice squad member if you don't take this involuntary.
Yeah, no, it's lose either way.
Man,
and you know what? I used to eat up NFL Europe.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was the best thing, and and now being an old man, I look at that. Oh, that's a terrible opportunity. I'd never have done that. Why am I here watching Bloodsport? No, G League Bloodsport.
I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't know that they actually met in Alabama and Pensacola to Tampa to get ready to go over to Germany to play. I didn't know that. And the only bodies that made it back were Kurt Warner's and Jake Delome's.
There's another one there's another alumni out
alumnus. We are alumni. He is an alumnus. I am an alumnus. She is an alumna.
I'm never gonna get tired of that.
Well, it's every once in a while I get words correct. Most of the time I don't. Also brings me back to, in the last 20 minutes or 20 seconds of this segment, your favorite bit, visors.
Mm-hmm. Backwards and upside down. Only way to do it.
Jeff the Dead, I tried. Now we're moving on. Okay, this is the obligatory college football playoff segment. Hopefully you listened to this before the game went on, but if you didn't, now you can just make fun of us because that's what people like to do. They like to go back through the comments and videos that we make and say, "Oh, this didn't go well, did it? Ha ha ha! This didn't age well, did it, Ron?"
Oh no, I can't wait for that. I bet you wish you could take this one back.
You know what? I wonder if Thaddeus Moss is able to take back what he says if it doesn't go well, because Thaddeus Moss is out here giving the smoke. I got to give this quote, right? Mm-hmm. This quote is actually wildly cool. But it's also the last time an LSU player talked this much smoke, they dropped 63 on Oklahoma. So there's that. He said of the Clemson defense, Thaddeus Moss is tight end, Randy Moss's kid, they play hard, I guess. They don't have anybody on film that really stands out. Maybe one player, maybe two players that catch your eye.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a compliment. But like the last time when we talked about it, whenever whoever from Clemson was talking about Oklahoma not being that good, or I'm sorry, for LSU being that, for LSU to Oklahoma, they're not very good on tape. This is a little bit more pointed than that. I would say that on the, I don't know, 0 to 10 on the bulletin board material I put this at a 5.
Okay.
Like this is not anything that I'd say that it
This is not Patrick Queen talking about we're gonna dominate them.
No, ain't that. Okay. Not at all.
Okay.
But if I'm Clemson, I'll take everything I can get because I feel you about to hit me with the Dabo Swinney quote.
He's on the super dog kick. Mm-hmm. The quote is, "This is a road game. We might as well be playing in Baton Rouge. It would be like us playing for a national title in Greenville."
He's absolutely correct. There's gonna be no. I don't feel bad for Clemson fans, whatever. But they're gonna go there and they're gonna think, oh no, we're gonna go have a good time in the Big Easy while we support our team. We're gonna have a big bowl game. It's gonna be in the Superdome. It's gonna be great, and they're just gonna get roasted every single place that they go by LSU fans, by native New Orleans folks, and if you are on the Clemson team, you spend any time around the city, you're getting it all the time from every single angle. So that quote is just a little bit more fire, or from your boy Moss. It's just a little bit more fire that they definitely need because this is about as oppressive of an environment as I think that you can have.
To be fair, LSU is a 5.5 point favorite to some. It's up to 6 in other places. That's a full touchdown against a team that has won the last 29 it has played.
Yeah.
And by the way, handed Alabama the worst L of Nick Saban's entire career.
Absolutely, they did.
Okay. I would add to this the whole bit about Clemson being on the road, whatnot. Alabama played in New Orleans versus LSU in 2011. How did that go?
I wasn't paying attention. Say it again.
Alabama played in New Orleans versus LSU in 2011. How did that go?
Oh, it was a shutout, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. And then, again, they played in Atlanta against Georgia in 2017.
Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say beat the brakes off of them.
No, I do believe that was for the SEC championship, though.
Right. It was definitely one of those, let's see if we will or will not fire Mark Richt. Right?
No, this is Kirby Smart. This is Jalen. No, Jalen Hurts is 2018. I want to say Georgia won that. Georgia won that SEC championship game because they ended up being the second or third seed. Yeah, in the Rose Bowl versus Oklahoma. Because that's how that went. Yeah, fairly certain that's how that went.
So you're saying that? Are you saying that there's not much of a home field advantage in games like this?
Yeah, well, I'm also saying that if Alabama can go in there and shut out LSU.
Because I'm thinking about the games that I would say would matter most to us considering our location. What happened when OU went out to Pasadena?
They went up 17-0, and then we had a squib kick, and that didn't go well.
What happened when when the OU went down to New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl. Everybody knows this. All I'm saying is that
I mean, what
going
happened
to
when
places,
they went to Atlanta to play in Peach Bowl?
all I'm saying is going to.
Yeah, Georgia won that game. Oh, no, the 2017 SEC championship game was Georgia and Auburn. What am I talking about?
Zero research.
That's my bad.
No, first off,
That's my bad. 28-7. Goodness
RJ, you actually have an actual real job where you're supposed to do homework.
Yeah,
this
but
is supposed to be us.
Well,
I make no apologies, no regrets.
No,
whatever.
because that jogged my memory because Central Florida beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl for their national championship.
Mm-hmm.
It also leads me back to UCF trolling Alabama earlier this year because Alabama needed to use UCF's indoor facility because it was raining outside because they're soft. But Central Florida gave them a trolling video welcoming them to the home of the 2017 national champion UCF.
Good on UCF.
Golden Knights.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, it was good.
How often are they going to play each other?
Never.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
You have to. We live in this world where everybody's just so soft. You have to make rivalries whenever you can.
So, who you got in Clemson versus LSU?
I'm going to take LSU on this one. I feel like LSU is a team of destiny. I don't necessarily feel really great about going against Clemson because Clemson has won the last 29 in a row. Clemson's good. Clemson's really good. I just feel that LSU just has a little bit more firepower. And even then, I say that it's one of those that I'm picking LSU, but really, I'm flipping a coin on this one. Truthfully,
I picked Clemson on national television,
absolutely.
so I'm locked into Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Locked into Clemson. I feel good about Clemson, but I'm also locked into Clemson.
Yeah, I don't know where you would feel bad about a pick here.
Why did I? Yeah, I feel bad about LSU.
Don't give me that face.
Yeah, I do though. Seriously, I do. We could talk about how they were up against Alabama, but they were closing, and they were closing hard, and they lost that game by 5. All right? If you're running if Georgia's offense does not look like it's stuck in 1985, maybe you're able to score some points with this LSU team.
Right. Okay.
Joe Burrow has not had a bad game. He's due.
That's a gambler's foul. You are a degenerate, though.
I'm good at being
okay. That's fair.
LSU also had one of the most statistically meh secondaries in the country, even as they had 3 first-round draft picks back there. Maybe 4, depending on how you feel about Jacoby Stevens.
I get that, but I'm saying, but the flip side to that is that okay, Clemson is really good. They're about as good as they were last year, but they ain't play nobody. You bring up all these people that
didn't they not play anybody last year?
Yeah, that's what makes it so that's what makes it so difficult. I'm talking. Clemson's one of the best teams that I've ever seen with the worst schedules that I've ever seen. So yes, they are good. No, you won't be able to get to Sunshine in the backfield. Yes, Travis Etienne's probably going to have 200 total yards. But they could still definitely lose to this LSU squad. I felt the same way about Ohio State. If anybody could have beaten them, I thought Ohio State could have.
And Ohio State is the better matchup for LSU.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The better matchup. That's who you wanted to win that game.
No, I kind of like this Clemson dynasty. I really do. It's just really good for me.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun, but it's also even more fun because little bit of recruiting here. We'll save it. So I got some stuff I need to tell you about Kayla Williams, and you don't know who Kayla Williams is, but some of them will know.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go ahead and conk out while you talk about recruiting. That's what you do.
I mean, it's fun. The best part of recruiting isn't the flesh packing, meat packing industry part of it. It's necessary, but the best part of recruiting is the stories. Like finding out some kid did not end up signing with said university because the recruiting coordinator, who's a woman, tried to get hood with the black woman who was his mom. And she's like, guess where you're not going to school? Those sorts of stories made my day.
No,
but you never hear about him coming out of Clemson. Everybody's excited to go to Clemson. Travis Etienne is from Jennings, Louisiana.
It's just like
he went to Clemson.
Just a real happy university. I don't know what, there's no stories there. Is that, hey, I decided to go to Clemson. Why? Coaches were nice. The girls were pretty. I don't know, that's the end.
You have 30 seconds to say what the real Death Valley is.
It is LSU.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's the real one.
It's a flat lie, Ron.
You know what? The 2020 is about living your truth. And my truth, the real truth, is that Death Valley is at LSU.
Whatever subreddits you're hanging out on, I hope they kick you out. Gotta
find my username first.
I kind of eat recruiting.
Okay.
You don't really eat recruiting?
I find my stories elsewhere.
Okay. All to say, it's really not that bad. Okay, first, I'm a great Michelle Beadle.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I am.
I've seen you work a blouse. You're very good. You're very good.
See what you did there? I'm a great Rachel Nichols.
Mm-hmm. I have no follow-ups.
Okay. Oh, man. I am a superior Mike Greenberg.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about Kayla Williams.
Shout out to inferior Mike Greenberg out there.
Yeah, he's the one doing Get Up.
Of course.
Okay. Anyway, so Kayla Williams is the 5-star prospect du jour. Why is Kayla Williams the 5-star prospect du jour? Well, it's because a dude named Brock Vandegrift, who was committed to Oklahoma for all of 6 months, decided, you know what? I've come to realize Norman, Oklahoma is actually kind of far from Georgia.
Yes.
And while I know that I should probably be playing for Lincoln Riley, I don't think I'm going to be able to put up with being that far from home. Now, he said this on January 1st, which is, 3 days after Oklahoma got embarrassed in the Peach Bowl.
Yes, but as we discussed, it's the year of living your truth. And then he decided
to just reopen his recruitment. Mm-hmm. So we'll see where he ends up.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he's going to be a Mike Leach prospect. We'll see.
Oh, we can only hope.
Right. That means that Oklahoma has to move on to another 2021 quarterback, which is a lot more important than the 2020 quarterback cycle. Ended up with one, for which there's a really good story. Chandler Morris is Chad Morris's kid. Chandler Morris announced and signed his national letter of intent, made a declaration on ESPN2, the Under Armour All-America game, that he was going to Oklahoma, even threw the horns down with his dad, Chad, in the background, his mom. And what I love most about this is Chandler said that Lincoln kept his word to him, saying, hey, there are other offers out there, but I'm only recruiting you. And you're the only quarterback that I will be taking in the 2020 class. If you don't want to go to Oklahoma, I'm not taking another quarterback. You need to know that. And he had said that apparently before kiddo committed to play at Arkansas for his dad, and especially after the kiddo reopened his recruitment when his dad got fired.
Okay.
This is not always in doubt because he was also being recruited by Boise State, Va-Tech, and then Auburn. Because people will know Chad Morris is a Gus Malzahn disciple. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, favorite part of Chad Morris's come up is he got his butt handed to him at Stephenville, went up to Springdale, said, teach me the offense. He taught him the offense. And Chad Morris took that offense, won a bunch of games in Texas, went to TU, won a bunch of games, went to Clemson, won a bunch of games, right? Now he's the offense coordinator at Auburn, basically chief strategist for play caller Gus Malzahn. So there would have been great, appreciation and understanding if Chandler Morris had decided to go play at Auburn for his dad and Gus Malzahn, even with a quarterback in the class. But seeing as people want to get Gus Malzahn fired every other day,
don't they?
He made a smarter decision to some, because one, his dad might not actually be there next year anyway, and two, Lincoln Riley ain't going nowhere.
Small pause real quick. And that's why I'm so excited about this SEC West as it is going to be going into next season, because it might be the only season that is going to be that.
Yes, that's 100% correct. So, in all of that, I'm actually watching to see if Jimbo Fisher puts together like 5 and 7. How many people are like, Chad Morris is just over there, guys. He's from Texas. It's in there. So, you got the 2020 quarterback, but you were able to take your time because you have this kiddo named Spencer Rattler, who is competing, in air quotes, for the job. with Chandler Mordecai this season. If it is not Spencer Rattler, who Lincoln Riley announces in August, there won't be a riot, but people will have picked up forks and shovels, and they will have started dousing their torches with gasoline. Because the first time that Tanner Mordecai throws an interception, people are going to be like, okay, Lincoln, it's a nice try. We understand.
Right.
He's not going anywhere. He's here for the season. He can't go into the portal. We know what you did. Now we need you to undo it. Because Rattler is just that dude. Throwing 40-yard passes behind his back on ropes to people that are standing still.
No, he has a very nice growing collection of highlight consumables. This game might be real nice.
Right. And that's the thinking.
I'm now on the bandwagon.
But you're going to need somebody behind him, and it probably ain't going to be Chandler Morris. It's going to be this 2021 prospect that is left at 5 stars that you know that Lincoln Riley want to go get is Kayla Williams. But Kayla Williams is being pursued heavily by LSU.
Right.
So much so that he took a 4-day trip to Baton Rouge in November, and he is text buddies with Joe Burrow and was hanging out with Joe Burrow. They really want them some Kayla Williams. Clemson has said to him, look, you are the only quarterback we have offered in the 2021 class. We'll probably offer somebody else, but we're recruiting you. That is on the heels of them getting DJ Uiagalelei in as their signee, who was playing Joe Burrow in practice for the national championship. Can you say his name yet? No?
Not yet.
Okay.
Still working on it.
Okay. I had to practice. DJ Uiagalelei is 6'5", 250.
So are we talking about practice?
Yeah, well, if I'm gonna be Michelle Beadle, I gotta get the reps in. I can't be butchering people's names, even though I just gotta work through it. So if Kayla Williams decided to go to LSU, it would make a lot of sense because Miles Brennan ain't gonna be. I don't think Miles Brennan is what you want at LSU right now. Okay. However, the portal probably gonna open up for LSU here in the very near future.
Right.
And with De'Aaron King probably staying at Houston, we think, but also being one of these wild commodities should he decide to go into the portal, because his former offensive coordinator, Kendall Briles, is at Arkansas. They need a quarterback. We all know that Joe Burrow is probably going to be the first pick in the draft. LSU needs a quarterback. Georgia picked up Jamie Newman, which is store brand Cam Newton. And it ain't going to matter if James Coley ain't allowed to, let the dude chuck the ball all over the yard. There are a number of places for which we could see De'Aaron King, but I'm fascinated by the 2021 class because it's really talented. And Lincoln is going to actually have to earn his paycheck this year. Because if he's able to keep Alex Grinch from going to Washington State, which, he could, he's also going to have to be breaking in this new group of kiddos, for which I'm watching highlight tape, putting together, video and whatnot. I'm going, yo, some of these kids can absolutely play. But then you're going to have to fill out this 2021 class, which is going to have to pop in the way the 2019 class popped, because the odd years for Oklahoma are going to be your, let's call it prima recruiting years, because that's when you're going to be able to recruit skill positions at great need. So all of this to say, how much of the 2021 class is going to be dependent on Lincoln Riley as a recruiter, and how much of it's going to be dependent on how well they perform? Because yes, Lincoln Riley is 36-6. He's had 12-2, 12-2, 12-2. You know what that number is that matters, though?
You got to get that national championship. For him, 0-3 for the playoffs.
For the bowl season. Forget the playoffs.
I mean, okay.
I mean, he's been in 3 playoffs. But
no, that's what I was about to say.
That's the Texas team.
Is it what's better, to lose a first round playoff game or to win a trash.com bowl?
You would say lose a playoff game by 49.
I mean, it's not great.
Give up a 17-point lead in the second quarter.
It could be better.
Get beat down 28-0 in the first quarter.
Yes, we know.
So
lose those.
It's not just it's how you lose them. It's how you lose them.
Okay.
Because to be the 4th best team in this year was almost guaranteed of what you saw. Everybody's like, yo, the 3 teams are the 3 teams, and this is why we don't need to expand the playoff. To which I'm going, no. First of all, I want an Everest climb for my national championship. Okay? I don't want no easy wins. I don't want anybody being able to dodge anybody else. I want 16 teams. I want everybody able to get these hands. Like, hey, man, what did they say? Dental work is expensive, but these hands is cheap, fam.
Okay, that to say, so what would be incumbent upon is just that. So you say that how much better can Lincoln Riley get? And the answer is pretty much 2 games better, right? So I guess if he can get those 2 games better, then they could get better recruits. So at this point, I think that realistically he's doing about as good as you can do success-wise coaching football. So to answer your question, it's like he's just got to be a better recruiter. He's got to do more.
I've had this long-standing take that 1, you can grow your own 5 stars in Oklahoma. 2, that if you want to win a national championship, you're going to have to get inside the top 5 in 2-4-17 composite recruiting rankings, and you're going to be at the top 10 at a minimum. Most people would say you can't do both of those because rankings are the rankings, right? And the ranked recruits are the ranked recruits. To which I say Creed Humphrey was slotted as a first-round draft pick, and he's returning. He's from Shawnee. He was not a 5-star kiddo coming out of high school. So both of these things can't be true. But if one of them is true, how do you end up as Clemson winning a national championship? You recruit all the best defensive linemen and the best quarterback.
That's pretty much what I was about to say. You get as many 5 stars on your D-line and at quarterback as you can.
They have 6 5-stars in the 2020 class. 6. And 3 of the top 6 defensive linemen in the class. That's stupid.
No, that's the best way to go ahead and win a football game.
They have 3 of the top 6 defensive linemen and the best pro-style quarterback.
Absolutely they do.
Wow.
Coaches are nice, girls are pretty. Is there a story about it? Nope, that's it. I think I was about to say, we've definitely run into enough people, and you have enough stories to fill up many volumes about, oh, wow, it was crazy. They did this, and they hung out at my house, and then they locked us in, and this, that, and the other. People that go to Clemson is basically, yeah, it's nice.
But that's all it's got to be.
I know. So
DeAndre Hopkins went to Clemson.
Like, how do you There's none of this really cool SEC violating drama that happens whenever recruiting. It's that Clemson just kind of shows up
Georgia.
At the door. Oh, is Georgia just a real nice place to play?
I mean, recruiting violations.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Recruiting violations.
Thank you. Yeah. That's so the story of how does Clemson become great? Well, when they recruit people, and also the recruits just kind of want to go there.
They want to get to the league. They want to get to the league. I hear that the most from kids. Who's going to get me in the NFL?
Clemson seems to be a real good place to do that.
So LSU put together this really, 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 really great defensive class. And my favorite part of it is the kind of defensive backs they got. One of which is probably the most polished in the 2020 class. He's 6'2", 6'3", 210, safety, named Elias Ricks. Committed last Christmas.
Right. Stayed
put, stayed silent. Really great player. Another one that kind of slipped everybody was Dwight Mclovin. Dwight went on Nash TV, broadcast Nash TV, All-America Bowl, and was so overjoyed to be saying that he's going to play at LSU. It's over the moon. And people were like, oh no, man, you 4-star, but are you that good? Is you that good? Picked off 2 passes in the All-America Bowl and took 1 back to the house.
Yeah, say, hey, am I good now?
So that on top of, there were 3 all-pro selections from LSU. All 3 played defensive back. And they got the Thorpe Award winner playing safety. Could you pick another place to say, as a defensive back, that place going to get me into the league?
No, not right now. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Which is also what brings me to the idea that if Alex Grinch were to leave, take, say, the Washington State job, I would want to go get Corey Raymond to be my defensive coordinator. Corey Raymond is the cornerbacks coach at LSU.
Okay.
They got a safeties coach too, but I don't know that I want Bill Bush.
Yeah, no, that would be a great get.
Okay.
And if you bring that style of play,
getting those
type of players,
there you go,
into that area.
There you go.
Yes, they could do some damage.
Man, so all the smoke I regret nothing. But I spent the entire week just yelling about OU and Oklahoma and Louisiana and LSU, and I was all in people's feelings. They were very upset with me on the Twitters and on the YouTubes.
They're passionate. They got a lot of love in their hearts for their schools. I can't imagine you were saying anything too bad. Basically
what we said on the podcast last week. That was it.
Okay.
That was all.
Yeah. No hurt feelings, right?
Yeah. None. So, last thing that I actually wanted to get to before we might shut it down, right?
Okay.
Because I think we touched on most everything that I wanted to talk about this week. Oh! Baylor head coach.
Oh, who would I want as the Baylor head coach?
Yeah, seeing as Joe Brady ain't going to take the job. Joe Brady signed a agreement to an extension. My man was making $435,000 in February 2019 last year. By February this year, he's going to be making $1 million.
Okay.
3 years, $3 million, and basically what the gig does is not only keep him at LSU as an assistant, but kind of sort of prevent him from taking another assistant head coach or assistant job or college job. To which I'm going, oh, okay, so y'all was just really just trying to get him up out of here so he couldn't take the job at Baylor.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem like he want to be a head coach.
I mean, it takes a very particular type to want to be the guy and be
The man.
Gotta beat the man to be the man. Who would I want to coach at Baylor? Are we being serious right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm thinking.
Friggin' who's left?
So you have a coach who has just lost a job. Is out there on the market, needing to go ahead and prove that he is not as bad as they say he is, and has a chance to not only redeem his name, but also maybe clean up the program a little bit, or get rid of even more of the Art Briles that's still, like, under the couch, and maybe go ahead and reach the same positions that he had before. I think a great pick for Baylor is Jason Garrett. He gets to go ahead and clean up his reputation in the same state that they think that he's trash, lift Baylor up to heights that maybe get him to a playoff game, maybe win a playoff game, and then, I don't know.
Your face says you don't believe what you're saying.
Maybe get his job back in Dallas.
Okay.
It could work out. Okay. I'm just saying. Think about it.
Okay. Kevin Wilson.
That's fine too.
Kevin Wilson.
Why Kevin Wilson?
Because Kevin Wilson has succeeded in this conference before. Kevin Wilson will run an offense that fits with the personnel you can recruit around Central Texas.
Okay.
Kevin Wilson will probably be able to get you a prototypical and decent defensive coordinator to come along with him. Might even give Mike Stoops the second opportunity that he really wants to get the band back together. I've also put together the list that says, like, Josh Heupel from UCF, because same difference with Kevin Wilson.
I saw your spreadsheets.
Right. There you go. So Kevin Wilson also has been to the college football playoff and national championship game.
That's true.
Okay? He also has been in Ryan Day's back pocket, learning how he does it while coaching tight ends, putting together passing game coordinated concepts. But he's also kind of said, look, I was up for the job at Colorado State, but I had to make sure that it was the job for me. Steve Adazio apparently said, it is the job for me. I need a job. I want to work. Because they went from one Urban Meyer disciple to another in kind of a roundabout way, Jeff Hafley. Because Ryan Day to Jeff Hafley to Boston College. Boston College just loves it some Urban Meyer tree. But there's another guy that I would be like, yo, Urban, how much would it take for you to run, power spread at Baylor? And then you'd be like, oh, yeah, that's right. You would get us in trouble. Damn. Don't know that we can do that. Don't know that we
definitely got to worry about that.
Yeah. Thank you for this.
No problem. First off, you realize that I'm only here to drag down like your weekly average videos by like 1,000 to 2,000 views per minute. So thank you for letting me like creating your program. Like it really means a lot to me.
As long as we create it in style.
All right.
Let's go cut the nuts off of a bull. Go play Texas A&M.
This is so weird. Gosh, I don't know why I come over here.
Let's go do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with it.
All right, let's get out of here.
Bye.